This video was sponsored by the World Caregiver Network. For more information, visit www.worldcaregivernetwork.com.
Hello everyone, this is Charles F. Gray, aka Atari Charles, and we are doing a discussion of the movie from 1990. This is part 2 of this 1990s Tom Savini remake of Night of the Living Dead. I need to have a drink. Refreshing. I know it's not good for me. Refreshing though. So if you're watching part 2 of this video, and you haven't watched part 1, watch part 1. I highly recommend it. Anyways, I'm going to talk about some bits and pieces of the movie that I actually found are really amazing. And again, keep in mind, my first viewing of the 1990 colorized remake of Night of the Living Dead was basically on VHS tape. But I'll tell you, the quality was good. It didn't look shitty, for sure. Now, we weren't watching it on a big 50-inch or whatever, but, on a 24-inch screen or whatever Dan had, or a 27-inch screen, it looked fine. So, anyways, so the movie kind of the storyline is very similar. And what I liked about the movie is, yes, the storyline was kept very similar. Also, basically, the character development, as well as the actors who played the characters, they did an amazing job. They really did. What great actors, actually. I really liked it. And you have this woman, basically, Barbara. She goes to the cemetery with Johnny, and, she's, what the hell? Same thing happens. You get out of the vehicle, blah, blah, blah. Johnny's teasing her. Zombies over there. Oh, look, there's one of them now. And then, of course, the zombie comes over, attacks Johnny, kills Johnny. She takes off, goes to the farmhouse. That's kind of condensed, of course. But the zombie that attacks Johnny. In the movie, he sees some guy and he walks over. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. So it's not actually a zombie. But then from around the corner, the gruesome fucking looks like an ex-businessman or something like this fucking attacks Johnny. And that zombie was the creepiest zombie of the entire movie, and I'm going to tell you why. The makeup was absolutely amazing. The eyes that were all like fucking glazed over, the gruesome face, the wild hair, and all of that. And, I'll tell you something. This zombie made me think in the George Romero or Romero-ish universe of these zombie movies. It really makes me think that if the person in life was a nice person and they turned into a zombie, yes, I think they would still be wanting to, attack you. But I think they would be more on the docile side to me. Almost like the Hare Krishna zombie from the 1978 Dawn of the Dead. But I think if a person was an aggressive asshole in life, that would come out as a zombie. So even though, at this stage in Night of the Living Dead, the zombies weren't around enough to actually, remember some old memories and kind of evolve, so to speak. There was some minor residual personality there of the original person who was in that body. And to me, the zombie that attacked Barbara, we're talking about the 1990 colorized version of Night of the Living Dead, I think he was some asshole businessman in real life and very aggressive. And therefore, in death, probably died at work at his desk, basically, crunching the latest numbers. In death, basically, he's this fucking heavily aggressive zombie, right? Not just one of these zombies that's casually roaming around and it sees you and then it kind of tries to bite you, but it's really not really aggressive kind of thing. Like the Hare Krishna zombie, he's trying to go for it, but he's not overly aggressive, right? But and I don't know if Tom Savini had that in mind, where it's like, this guy was some asshole businessman in life, so we're going to carry that personality over into this asshole, aggressive, businessman in death, right? So obviously, Tom Savini, I doubt you're ever going to see this. I'm sure you're a very busy man with your special effects school, makeup, and so on and so forth. But kind of curious, am I kind of on base with that is this zombie was an asshole aggressive businessman in death and in life, and therefore basically in death that personality carried over. So anyways, the makeup was good, the acting was fucking amazing on the zombie. Like this was a zombie when I did the short film Zero, that kind of like kind of zombie, right? I was almost in a way thinking of, but also channeling this zombie from Night of the Living Dead, this asshole businessman zombie that that attacks Barbara in this remake. Fucking did a great job. So, anyways, Barbara basically, I think she takes. I haven't watched this movie for a couple years, so going by memory, she takes the the wreath with the fucking spike metal legs on it. She fucking jams it into this guy's, I guess, shoulder, right? Zombie doesn't feel it. Anyways, okay. So it's fucking creepy as later, okay, she's made it to the house, so on and so forth. Fucking got herself straight, basically, and went from kind of a weak, I wouldn't even say a weak, but just like a non-trained female character into this fucking very strong female character, right? So that strength that she had within her basically, came forth. And then it's like, they see this, it's darker now. You got that porch, it's not even a porch light, but it's a light out by, it looks like an outhouse or something. Or maybe it's a woodshed, and there's a light there. And then the zombies are slowly migrating from the cemetery and other areas to, of course, the farmhouse. Why? Well, you see it basically. The lights are on. You hear thunk, 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 thunk. The hammers go thunk, thunk. They're nailing up the boards on the house. Thunk, 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 thunk. And you even see one scene where this female zombie, she's walking, and then she hears a thunk, 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 like the hammering of the hammers, and then she's like, turns over and fucking goes there. So they attracted a lot of zombies by, So I like how, Tom Savini captured that. It's like, this noise, it's the lights from the house, but this noise, you're going to attract these zombies, right? So anyways, he's part of the movie or whatever is basically it shows some of the zombies coming in from the cemetery. And fucking lo and behold, who do we see? We see I'll call him the cemetery zombie. The guy with the big fucking wreath jammed into his shoulder. And of course, a zombie, like he's not, he's just on instinct, right? I would say mostly on instinct. A little bit of his personality's left. But it's like he doesn't think, this thing hurts or this thing's inhibiting me. I'm just going to take this out. No, it's still there, still impaled in him. And I can't remember what part of the shoulder it was. Anyways, this thing's impaled in him. And she's looking. She has a shotgun. Or I don't know if she has it aimed. And then she sees him coming around. And she sees it's a zombie that killed her brother. And, she recognizes it. And of course, what's obvious is the rest in peace wreath or whatever it was jammed, spiked into its shoulder. And she just fucking aims and just fucking takes it out kind of thing, right? But it's creepy to see this horrific creature that attacked her, a bit earlier on in the basically in the beginning of the film, for her to see it a little bit later in the film. It's like, ugh, fucking, like these zombies don't give up, right? Another cool thing about the Night of the Living Dead colorized version from 1990, the remake is, this is a remake, this is a Tom Savini remake I'm talking about, is basically there's that one zombie and you have Ben driving up to the house in the pickup truck, and there's a zombie walking, and he's like, and he looks like he's in, it's dark clothes and that, so he was in burial clothes, or maybe he's one of the people at that other zombie's funeral, like not wedding, funeral. So he's walking there, and he's just, you can tell it's a zombie, and fucking Ben hits him. Boom! Fucking zombie goes over obviously breaks the zombie's back. I think, hits a zombie, fucking keeps going towards the house. And the zombie, even though its back is broken, like its legs are not movable, is still fucking trying to crawl towards the fucking house. Like, fucking how creepy is that, right? Wow. But I'm going to say, basically, this movie is really, really awesome. You couldn't have this movie without the 1968 version, of course. Obviously, in 1968, I believe Tom Savini was in Vietnam. I believe that was a period of time, at least when he he might have known George Romero, but I think basically like he wasn't available. Like he wasn't available to do any of the makeup for Night of the Living Dead. Why? Well, he's in Vietnam, right? But anyways, like this movie's great from the film, like the filming of it, the camera angles, the actors, the makeup, the setting itself. It was just a really, really well done movie, and really, really enjoyed it actually. And it's still one of my favorite movies as of today. Basically, I don't like it as much as I like Dawn of the Dead from 1978, but definitely this is probably my second or third most favorite movie of all time, just because of the way it's done. And I like the fact that the movie was done. It was done in color, of course, which is good. But I also like the fact that part of it was like it was a sunny, nice day, so it was like makes the viewer like, oh yeah, just it's a cemetery, it's a sunny day, yeah, nothing can happen, right? And fucking something did happen. So very good movie. What I will mention is basically Twilight Time they were the first one to come out with it on Blu-ray, and for whatever fucking weird reason, they made everything had a tinge of blue to it. So the daytime scenes of the movie, for whatever reason, the Twilight Time took the artistic liberty, and I fucking hate when these fucking places do this, when these, they take the artistic liberty to put it in the wrong aspect ratio, or they put it in, not in this case, or in this case, other companies did that with Night of the Living Dead. It was it was clipped. It was cut, basically. It was cropped. That's the word. But anyways, for the remake of Night of the Living Dead, the Twilight Time version, basically it's all fucking darkened. So during the day, they made it look like night. Like, why would they take that stupid artistic choice to do that when it's not their movie to do it with? And this isn't meant to be a remix or anything. This is meant to be like you're taking the analog film and putting over to digital, right? So I don't know why that was. But anyways, luckily, it was released again. And I can't remember that. I don't remember the publisher. There's a couple publishers in my mind. I can't remember which one. But anyways, they released the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead on Blu-ray, but did it properly this time. So literally, basically, without any fucking artistic changes or whatever, they basically converted it over and did a really good job. So anyways, so that was nice. But anyways, I have the movie. I really enjoy it. I think it's awesome. And I think when I've seen people, when they've watched it or talked to them, after they've seen it themselves, they've really enjoyed it as well. Like, it's really really well made movie. That's pretty much it. This is part 2 of Night of the Living Dead from 1990, the Tom Savini remake. And Tom did a great job. Like, the whole movie, there's nothing. I'll put it to you this way. Usually movies you can pick out, oh, well, I would have done this differently, or this is kind of stupid, or that kind of doesn't make sense. Honestly, there's nothing in this 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead that I would change, to be honest with you. Like, there's no weak parts of the movie. Even Ben's death and coming back to life, so to speak, which is a little bit of a change from the original. Even though I didn't want Ben, to die or whatever. I thought it was fucking awesome. And Ben the zombie was more docile because he wasn't an asshole in real life. He was kind of more docile. Yeah, sure, of course he'd attack people, but at first he's just kind of like logical and quizzical. Like, the door opens, he's like just trying to make sense of like what he's seeing, right? Not just immediately, bah, right? So there's not a weak point to this movie. It's a very, very strong movie and a very awesome movie, and I'm glad it's finally released properly on Blu-ray the way it's meant to be. Anyways, Charles F. Gray, Tori Charles over and out. Please like, share, subscribe, and thank you very much for sitting through this. I know it's long-winded. I mean, there's so many things I can go into with the movie, but I'll probably at some point do a review, basically, where I show film clips and I do a commentary over that. Fair use, right? Okay, take care and cheers. And if you want to support the channel or hire one of my services, check the video description below and the PayPal links. Take care and cheers.
This video was sponsored by the World Caregiver Network. For more information, visit www.worldcaregivernetwork.com.